Welcome to another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack football on KOFE 1240 St. Mary. Join Tim Parrish as he brings you the play-by-play of tonight's Lumberjack football game. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now we'll send it out to the field where Tim Parrish is waiting with the pregame show. And as always, go Lumberjack! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at Freeman High School in Freeman, Washington, as your St. Mary's Lumberjacks get set to do battle with the Freeman Scotties. And, well, it's a pretty nice evening here in Freeman, and about 74 degrees and sunny. There is a little bit of smoke in the air, but it is not too bad. We are about 57 minutes until opening kick, and Lumberjacks are out here warming up on the field, as is the Freeman Scotties. The Scotties in their powder blue, and the Lumberjacks in their white tops with green pants tonight. Quick little note, as you probably can hear the music in the background, we are set up on top of their score booth, I guess you could call it, and their announcer's booth, and we are pretty close to some of their speakers that they use for the announcing. So we're going to have a little bit of that in the background noise. Hopefully it's not too overpowering for the evening. Once the game gets going, obviously there's not music during then, so they will just have to deal with the announcers at that point. But we will make everything work to the best of our ability here from Freeman High School in Freeman, Washington. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff, starting off with our interview with head coach Craig Test. St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai County. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjack! Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? Call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing proudly sponsors this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. With Stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They are all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Idaho high school budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. And we have head coach Craig Teff here with us today as we get our pregame interview with Coach Teff before the Lumberjacks take on the Freeman Scotties, who you have not a big history with, but you've played them a few times. First, we'll talk about a little bit about that Riverside game, though. First, it was a hard-fought game. I thought the team played pretty well, all in all. Myself came up a little bit short, 13-6. What was the good, the bad, and the ugly from that game, in your opinion?
Well, I think you nailed it. I think there was good, bad, and ugly. I think the good was most definitely the effort of the kids, how competitive they were, how physical they were. I think on that varsity team, for 4 of those kids that ever started a varsity game before. And so a lot of those kids were getting their feet wet, so to speak. And I thought they did a good job. They flew around and played hard, and they played physical, and they were tough. And we came out of it with just minor bumps and bruises like you would expect in a game like that. The bad, there was plenty of bad. We made some mistakes from an execution standpoint, assignment standpoint on offense. Defense played outstanding. The mistakes that the defense made, a lot of times you didn't see those mistakes because they covered it up with hustle and effort. And then special teams need some work. We that was kind of the difference in the games, that hidden yardage that all coaches talk about. And we had some bad penalties that put us in a hole, and then some special teams plays that put us in a hole. And I think that's just a result of not playing a lot of games the last couple of years. And so we hope to improve on that this week.
All right. Yeah, you mentioned the penalties. Those I felt like there was 3 penalties. I believe they were basically in one drive, and that was one of their scoring drives. And those were those 3 pass interferences that led to kind of that first score for them. And then a fumble on, inside your own 5 or right around that 5-10 yard line. And it's not exactly what you want to see happen, obviously, but I'm sure that you turn that into a teaching moment, probably kind of like it doesn't take too many mistakes to lead to the other team getting some scoring.
100%. I agree with that. Good teachable moments. I was proud of the way that the kids battled by putting ourselves in those adverse situations. But, 100% right. I think it was a good learning lesson. There's 3 phases of football: offense, defense, and special teams. And when you play close games like that, special teams can be the difference between winning and losing. And special teams certainly we didn't do a very good job on the special teams part of those 3 to give ourselves a chance to win. So hopefully we can get all those things corrected and do a better job with that against Freeman.
All right. And we've talked about this a little bit before. You've got a lot of kind of new kids to varsity this year. You've also got a quarterback who he's never taken a lot of never really any varsity snaps. And I don't remember how much he really played as a quarterback on the JV level, but I asked him kind of what he graded himself in his first game, just out of curiosity. He said a C-. What was your thoughts on Dylan Holder's first varsity game at quarterback? I thought he did pretty good.
Well, I think that that's a good reflection of Dylan and how hard he self-evaluates himself, because I certainly wouldn't have given him a C-. I thought he played above that. But it's a strong reflection of him and just his expectations for himself. We joke around sometimes coming into the season. The last time he started at the quarterback position was in Chief Morris League. And so, we put a lot on his plate, and he is doing a great job, and he's going to be good. he's going to be a real good quarterback at the 2A level before it's all said and done, just because of his work ethic and his mentality.
All right, we're talking with head coach Craig Teff before the Lumberjacks take on the Freeman Scotties. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with some more.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Sun Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings, but it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. And we are back. This is the second week, obviously, of the season. You have another Washington school coming up, and not a very long trip for us, though. Going up against the Freeman Scotties. You guys are 0-2 in the last two meetings against Freeman. One of those games, which was last year, was a 42-6 loss. They come into today's game with an 0-1 record, just like you guys. They lost to, I'm not going to try, was it West Valley? What do you know about the Scotties? I know there's maybe a little bit of film on them since they have played a game.
We did. We were able to get the film and get a look at what they bring to the table. We kind of knew from last year, more of just seeing what seniors aren't there and what they got. They're a good football team. Them and Riverside and Lakeside are kind of projected to finish and pick the order. Could be first, second, or third. But they're essentially one of the top three teams in that league. And that league's tough. That league usually will play for a state championship or compete for a state championship. And so we're glad to have that type of competition. And so we expect a really hard fought battle. They're well coached. They will be prepared. They have our film. They're going to know what we're doing. And so, yeah, we're just looking forward to going out and getting another opportunity to improve as a team as the league approaches us.
It does look like they returned several of their skilled players from last year. Their quarterback's back, their wide receivers, and they got a couple wide receiver and running backs. I think they're all seniors this year. Their quarterback, though, I think it's Bone Phillips. He was there last year, threw 185 yards against us. He also had 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Those were positive for the defense, obviously. But what do you need to do tonight to keep him from, I guess, hurting you guys?
Yeah, his athleticism jumps out. He stands out on film. I think the biggest thing is we've just got to hold up coverage-wise and try and make him beat us with his legs, and then do a good job of containing him with our defensive line and linebackers. And so that's kind of what we're thinking as we go into this thing is there a real pass-heavy team? They don't run a lot of complicated schemes, but they're good at what they do. And so that's going to be the challenge, is to try and get lined up properly and slow those guys down enough. And then if we can win in special teams and play good defense, put our offense in advantageous situations, we'll have a shot at the end.
All right, Coach, and I left this one in from last week's interview as well. It was just kind of already there. So win or lose, what do you want to see from your guys tonight?
The biggest thing we're looking for is growth. The kids really did a good job of taking coaching this week as we watched film. Accepted the coaching, and we're at a point of the season where you only get 3 days to improve from one game to the next. That's not a lot of time. And so time is kind of our enemy right now. And so what we're looking to see in this game is growth. We want to see guys take that next step and improve in all 3 phases.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks for your time today, and good luck tonight.
Thanks, guys, and go Jacks.
That was head coach Craig Teff for St. Mary's Lumberjack football. We'll take another break and come back with more of our pregame.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Your good neighbor, Jack's Pharmacy, wants you to know that if you have need for durable medical supplies, Jack's has them in stock. Walkers, wheelchairs, lift chairs, hospital beds, and more. All items are for sale, and everything but the lift chair can be rented. So you see, Jack's Pharmacy is your full-service good neighbor pharmacy. From gifts, prescriptions, to durable medical supplies, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy. So stop by and see Chad or any of the fine folks at Jack's Pharmacy and let them help you. Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 50,000 high school student athletes in Idaho have one last request. Please set an example. Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Idaho high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
And we are back with the Paulatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff here from Freeman High School. Tim Parrish here as the Lumberjacks get set to take on the Freeman Scotties in a non-league action. Lumberjacks, of course, an Idaho team, and Freeman here in Washington. And they've played, this is a third time, at least since I've been doing this, that we have played Freeman. And they, of course, have, I'm going to say it this way, it's not really a negative thing, but they have owned us the first 2 times that we've played them, last year and back in the 14-15 season. Lumberjacks would like to flip that around here tonight, or at least make it a very close competitive game. Both times that these two teams have faced off, it's been Freeman scoring over 40 points and St. Mary's getting into the end zone just once. So Lumberjacks would definitely like to flip that around and have a lot more competitive ball game here tonight in Freeman. Pretty cool thing, when I pulled into their parking lot, they actually have a full-on tailgate party going on down there. So it was pretty cool to see. They had I can't think of the name of the game all of a sudden, but anyways, they had a bunch of stuff going on with cooking and stuff. So it was cool to see all of that fun going on down there. Have to talk to our booster club and see if we might be able to get something going on for that down in St. Mary's. In any case, taking a look at the league standings, the 2A Central Idaho League, Districts 1 and 2. A little interesting note here, the 2 new teams in the league this year, Kellogg and Priest River, sitting on top of the league standings right now. The Kellogg Wildcats are 2-0 in overall play. They beat Newport, Washington last week by a score of 50-0, and they are, again, in Washington tonight. They are playing at Deer Park High School. The Priest River Spartans, also a new team to the 2A level. They beat Medical Lake, Washington 28-0 last week, and they are at Newport, Washington tonight. The Lumberjacks, they are sitting in that number 3rd spot because they are 0-1. They lost to Riverside last week by a score of 13-6. Of course, we know we are here in Freeman tonight. The Grangeville Bulldogs starting off a little slow on their season, 0-2 on the year so far. 14-3 loss last week to Bonners Ferry. They are at Weiser tonight, or they are hosting, I believe it is, Weiser tonight. The Orofino Maniacs, 0-2 on the season. They lost their first game in regular 11-man football. Last week, they actually played 8-man football against Pomeroy over in Washington, and they lost that game 42-0. They are at Melba taking on the Mustangs, I believe it is today. Taking a look at the polls and power rankings, these are coming from Idaho Sports and Max Preps. In the Idaho Sports power rankings, we've got Aberdeen at number 1 for 2A. Number 2, it's Coal Valley Christian. Number 3, North Fremont. Number 4 is Kellogg. And number 5, it's Wendell. In the coaches poll, it's number 1, West Side. North Fremont is number 2. Kellogg, number 3. Aberdeen, number 4. And Firth is number 5. Speaking of Kellogg, the Lumberjacks' schedule next week, they will be playing at Kellogg, a good league matchup early in the season. Both games will be that same night, JV and varsity. JV will play at 4, varsity at 7. Originally, JV was going to play on Saturday, but they did not have officials for that game, so they changed it up. Back to the power poll rankings and all that. Media polls, West Side number 1, Kellogg number 2, North Fremont number 3, Firth number 4, Aberdeen number 5. In the Max Preps ranking, this is what they use to help seed the playoffs at the end of the season. We've got, so these are the ones that really matter the most. We've got West Side at number 1, North Fremont at number 2, Firth at number 3, Melba at number 4, and Bear Lake at number 5. So that's a look at the league rankings and the polls and power rankings. We'll take a break and come back with more of the Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, "Go Lumberjacks!"
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Idaho. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Fall is just around the corner, and it's time to think about getting ready for winter. Kent State Lumber in St. Mary's is just what you need for all your winter prep. Paint your house, patch the roof, or build a storage for all your firewood. Maybe you just need to fix that leaky faucet. Kent Street Lumber has the supplies you need for all your do-it-yourself projects. Stop by 10th Street Lumber today and save on all your home improvement needs. 10th Street Lumber, 1000 Railroad Avenue in St. Mary.
And we are back, Tim Parrish here at Freeman High School as the Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff continues here on KOFE 1240 AM in St. Mary's. Also, don't forget about our audio is available on our YouTube channel as well, so you can share that with friends and family. We posted that link to our Facebook page, so if you're not in reach of our signal on the radio dial, you can find that link for our audio going through YouTube as well. We're about a half an hour until opening ceremonies and kickoff for tonight's matchup with the Lumberjacks traveling to Freeman to take on the Scotties. And take a look at the early season stats for the Lumberjacks. Of course, they are 0-1 on the year, and they scored 6 points last year, got into the end zone just once, had 140 yards in that game, 44 passing yards, 96 rushing yards. The Lumberjacks averaged 6 yards per completion and just 2 yards per carry on the ground game. That's the one number I'm sure Coach Teff would like to see improved here this evening. It's just not a great number to have. You want that to be, around 5 yards or so per carry, if at all possible. The Lumberjacks did have 3 big plays in that game. Those are plays that are over 20 yards long. As for turnovers, St. Mary's lost 1 fumble in that game. There was no interceptions. Third down conversions, the Lumberjacks were just 2 of 12 for 17%. Fourth down conversions, a little bit better, 3 for 6 for 50% on the evening. The offensive leaders in that game, junior running back Trey Gibson had 13 carries for 47 yards. He had no touchdowns, 4 yards per carry. And he had, of course, right now, 1 game, averaging 47 yards per game. I wanted to call him Eli Gibson because after the game, I think it was Saturday morning, I looked at the Coeur d'Alene Press, and they said that Eli Gibson had ran for 40-something yards on the game. Well, we all know that Eli graduated last year. Jared Badgett at the wide receiver spot, he had a pretty good night. He's a senior. He had 3, I guess I could say, he had led the team as far as receptions were concerned. He had 3 receptions, 32 yards, 11 yards per reception, and obviously, since it's only 1 game, 32 yards per game. So that's a look at the Lumberjacks on their offensive side of things. Special teams in that game was a little bit rough. They had a couple of bad snaps on the punts they do want to get that cleaned up. I think that was basically it. It was just the bad snaps. I think they had one that went over the head of Lamston and one that was kind of bowling balled back to him. So I'm sure they worked on that over the week in practice to help get that be a little bit crisper for tonight's matchup. But that's about it for that segment. We'll take another break. We'll come back with more here from Freeman High School.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feed and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai counties. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjacks! Yeah, we are back. Tim Parrish here at Freeman High School as the Lumberjacks are getting warmed up to do battle with the Freeman Scotties. We're about 25 minutes away until opening ceremonies. Take a look at the Lumberjacks defensively in that last game. St. Mary's allowed 13 points in that game, but like I mentioned when we were talking with Coach Teff, those scores, one of them came off of a short field, obviously, after a turnover down inside the 10-yard line. And then there was 3 pass interference calls almost right in a row in one drive for Riverside that put them all the way, that helped them get down the field and right down inside the red zone. And they were able to score on that one. It was a beautiful touch pass to the corner of the end zone. But it was those penalties that really put them into position to get that score. So that game really could have gone any way if St. Mary's had not had those unfortunate penalties or that turnover. They did, though, so that doesn't really matter. Everything is wiped away, and the Lumberjacks are 0-1 as they did shut out Riverside in the second half defensively. So we'll talk more about that here in a bit. But the defense, they allowed 13 points in that game, 117 total yards, 51 yards passing, 66 yards rushing. Third down conversions for the Riverside Rams was 2 for 12 for 17%. Fourth down conversions were 2 for 5 for 40%. The Rams did not turn the ball over in that game. There was almost an interception, but that interception was wiped away. Actually, a couple of almost. There was one that was an interception, but it was wiped off by a pass interference call. Then there was another one that Jared Badgett just missed hauling it in. So there was almost a couple of interceptions there for the Lumberjacks. They allowed no big plays of 20 yards or more in that game, and they did get to the quarterback 5 times. So the Lumberjack D was getting the job done against the Rams. Defensive leaders in that game, Ethan Kohler, a senior, he had 5.5 tackles with 2.5 sacks in that game. Trace Wicks, a senior, he had 5 tackles with 1 sack. Jared Badgett, he is a senior as well, and he had 4.5 tackles, and now is back in his safety position. So he was flying around and finding people to hit during said game. So we are still here. That is a quick breakdown of the defense. We will, let's see here, take a quick break, and we'll be back with more. I do want to apologize this next spot. I guess I goofed something up today, getting everything ready. That first spot on this reel is supposed to be Paul Atch, #1 Federal Credit Union, our title sponsor for Lumberjack Sports. But something got messed up on it, and there's not much I can do to fix it. So we will give them their mention right now and let you know that Paul Atch, #1 Federal Credit Union, we appreciate you and your support of our broadcast here on KOFE. So we will be back now with more after this.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai County. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjack! Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary. Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home or shop? Call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and chipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing proudly sponsors this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. With stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising effort and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
What do basketball, choir, drama club, and marching band all have in common? They're all high school activities that offer learning opportunities not necessarily found in the classroom. They take up just a fraction of a typical Idaho high school budget, and they go a long way to giving young people the tools they need to thrive. High school activities, they're more than extracurricular. They're extra important, too. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our communities. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
And we are back here at Freeman High School, home of the Freeman Scotties, as your St. Mary's Lumberjacks have made the short trip west to come take on the Scotties. And looking forward to a good night of some football action here this evening as the sun starts to set, a little bit hazy, foggy, or smoky, I should say, off to the west there. And pretty cool night, though, a little bit of a breeze. So hoping for a good night of football action here from Freeman High School. The Lumberjacks, like we were talking about in the previous set, they played pretty good against the Rams last week. They did lose that game 13-6. Early season games, they are really hard to test, really a test, I guess, so to speak, though, to see kind of where you are with live action, as it is a lot different than practice. Some of the biggest issues that hurt St. Mary's, they had those 3 passing interference calls on that one scoring drive, and then the Jacks lost that one fumble deep on their own side of the field. Those were the only 2 times that Riverside scored in the game. As long as the Lumberjacks played sound defense, the Rams couldn't do a whole lot offensively last week. The Jacks opened up the second half of the game down by 13-0, and they kicked off to the Rams to start that second half. And the defense came out. They held the Rams to a 3-and-out, I believe it was, and then they blocked the punt. A few plays after that, Dylan Holder was able to punch it into the end zone for the Lumberjacks' lone score of the evening. Although the defense did have some good stands last week, they had one stand on the goal line where the Rams were really threatening. I think it was in the second half to add to their score, but they actually ended up causing some. I think the Rams had a penalty or two, but they also had some loss of yards on a couple of plays that St. Mary's defense was able to force, and the Lumberjacks ended up getting them to turn the ball over on down. So that was a great possession for the Lumberjacks. Let me see. So it seemed the only thing is that the Lumberjack offense couldn't quite find their footing against the Rams defense. Everything came out fairly even as far as stats are concerned. The Rams are said to be a pretty good team this year, as they did return players from last year, and they look to be pretty solid. Like Coach Teff said, the Scotties, same thing. They returned some players this year. They look to be a solid team. So I don't think Coach will be upset either way this game goes. If you get a win, great. If you get a loss, that's okay, as long as it's a close game and it's a hard-fought battle. But the Lumberjacks obviously would love to get a win here against the Freeman Scotties. This seemed that early penalties and early loss of yards hurt St. Mary's offense. They had some loss of yards plays. They had some penalties early on in a couple of offensive drives that put them behind the sticks, and it didn't help them as much on their offensive possessions. I do believe that the Jacks will try to get the game going early here tonight, but I'd also hope to see and like to see maybe get a little bit more out of the passing game this evening, and we'll just see what happens. So I know Coach Teff, I think, had talked after that game last week that they do want to try to get a few more things going with that passing game. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown to Tip-Off here on KOFE, live from Freeman High School for Lumberjack football on 1240 KOFE AM St. Mary's.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown team. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's. When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Any adventure, any task, any time, there's a Yamaha utility ATV for any ride and any rider. See the full lineup at St. Mary's Sun Cycle. Adventure seekers can start with the trail-tested capability and comfort of the Yamaha Grizzly lineup. For the ultimate in mid-size ATV performance, check out the Yamaha Kodiak 450. And for those who mix work and pleasure, the Yamaha Kodiak 700 line devours chores and leaves room for adventure. Find your utility ATV at St. Mary's Sun Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. And we are back, and we are about 12 minutes until opening ceremonies here at Freeman High School. The Scotties have just ran out onto the field as they are ready to go, waiting now for the Lumberjacks as they're lined up down there outside their locker room. Taking a quick look at the Freeman Scotties, they, of course, are from Washington. 1A Northeast is their league, and they are located here in Freeman, Washington. They are 0-1 on the season. They lost 27-7 to West Valley last week. Their head coach is Ben Cochran. He is also their defensive coordinator. Their offensive coordinator is Kelly Neely, and their special teams coach is Nate Garner. The information I found on them from last year was they finished 7-3 on last year's season. The Lumberjacks, they have played the Scotties a couple of times. Last year they played them in St. Mary's. St. Mary's lost that game 42-6. Freeman had a total of 250 yards in the game. They had 185 yards through the air, 65 yards rushing. The Lumberjacks only totaled 149 yards in that game, 26 yards passing, and 123 yards rushing. The Scotties, they turned the ball over twice with 2 interceptions in that game, but St. Mary's had 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and 1 fumble. The only other meeting for these teams was in the 2014-2015 season. The Jacks lost that game. It was either 49-6 or 49-7, and that was here in Freeman. The Scotties are a team that like to throw the ball, so I expect Lumberjacks secondary to be tested tonight. Last week, the safety for Lumberjacks, Jared Badgett, he had a pretty good game as he was flying all over the place in that game last week. The captains are at midfield. There was some PIs that hurt the Lumberjacks, like I mentioned last week. That was one that cost Badgett a interception. So I expect to see Badgett play with that same intensity tonight. It looks like the Scotties won the toss. They will defer to the second half, and the Lumberjacks will receive the opening kick for this evening. And it looks like the Lumberjacks are going to, let's see, this field is basically facing, I think, north and maybe not, kind of like northwest. The Lumberjacks are going to defend the left end zone as I sit on your radio dial, and the Scotties will defend the right end zone on your radio dial. We'll go with it that way. So the opening toss taken care of, and we are just about ready to get things going here. Real quick look at the other sports. The Lumberjack soccer teams, the boys and girls, they played Priest River on Wednesday. They lost, the boys lost 5-4, the girls lost 2-0. The boys host Orofino tonight. I do not know that final score. And they will be at Lakeland on Monday, 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, girls and boys games. Volleyball beat. Okay, we're going to be doing national anthem, so we'll take another quick break.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to safety.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
And we're back after the national anthem. We'll now take a quick look at the rest of those other updates.
Ladies and gentlemen,
volleyball beat Orofino last night in Orofino. That's as loud as they're doing some starting lineups. They will be hosting Kellogg on Friday. Let's see, next Friday. Let me see. They will be hosting Kellogg. I didn't write down when. They will be at Grangeville next Friday. Lumberjack football will be at Kellogg next Friday. The JV and varsity will both be there for the Central Idaho League matchup. JV 4 p.m., varsity 7 p.m. We have Vandal football tomorrow on 1240 KOFE as the Vandals are at Indiana. That will be the kickoff is 5 p.m. The Seahawks, they will be hosting Denver on Monday for Monday Night Football. Sadly, we will not be broadcasting that game as we will be in Lakeland. We have a senior playing on that soccer team for the Lumberjack girls. So I've got to take that over getting the Seahawks on the air. So we will be not broadcasting that. It is a primetime game. So it'll be pretty much accessible to anybody out there. And that's it for our Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to kickoff here on KOFE. We are just about ready for the actual kickoff as they get the starters for the Freeman Scotties. And I will go ahead and see if I can pull up my picture of the Freeman starters that I had. Their defensive starters is number 76, defensive end senior Jackson Grover. Defensive tackle number 68, senior Jaden Lentz. Other defensive tackle, number 52, senior Josh Robbins. Defensive end, number 50, senior Tanner Junkie. Number 8, linebacker, senior Reed Hicks. Number 54, senior Dalen Poston at the linebacker position. Number 2, senior Bone Phillips at linebacker. Cornerbacks, it's number 6, senior Hayden Fothery. It is also number 12, senior Caleb Cochran. Strong safety, number 3, junior Luke Whitaker, and free safety number 10, junior Ryan Delcourt. Lumberjacks don't do really starters, so I don't really have starters for them right now. I will have starters for them eventually as we get through the season. But your starting quarterback for the Lumberjacks is Dylan Holder, the 6 foot, 175-pound senior. One of the wide receivers for St. Mary's, Trace Wicks. He is a 5'9" senior, 155 pounds. And number 6, Jared Badgett, also the starting wide receiver. He is 5'10", 160 pounds. He is also, like I said, a senior. Tyler Renner, she is a starting wide receiver, 6'5", 205-pound senior. Trey Gibson at the running back spot, number 23, 5'11", 190-pound junior. And let's see here. A couple of other guys. I don't have the the offensive line right now exactly. The starting tight end for St. Mary's, they will be without senior 6'6", 210-pound senior Tristan Hill this evening. But they do have, I don't know if they have Damien or not, Vanderrob, for that tight end position. So I'm not sure who they will fill in that spot. kicking off for the Scotties, it will be also the quarterback. He wears a lot of different hats. He is the kicker. He is the punter. He is the captain. He does quite a bit of different things. He's also a linebacker. It is Bone Phillips to do the kickoff duties for the Scotties. Back deep for the Lumberjacks, it is going to be Jared Badgett and Trey Gibson. Let's see here. Just about ready for that opening kick. And I guess I should grab my tablet for stats.
Kicking off for the Scotties, number 2, Bowen Phelps.
So they will kick from the 40-yard line. They are kicking from right to left on your radio dial. A little bit of feedback again from the speakers. Once again, we're right next to their PA speakers, pretty much up here on the roof of their announcer's booth. Kick is down the middle. It's going to be fielded at the 15 by Trey Gibson for the Lumberjacks. He's going to bring it towards the near side and only get up to about the 21-yard line on the return.
Lumberjacks return by number 23, Trey Gibson.
So a gain of only about 5 yards.
Rogan on the stop for the Scotties. St. Mary's will start the drive first and 10 from the 22-yard line.
Lumberjacks come out with one receiver to the near side. That is going to be Renner. It's a bad snap. Dylan Holder picks it up, and it looks like he's going to lose a yard or so on that bad snap.
Keeper by St. Mary's, number 5, Dylan Holder.
Now Lumberjacks are going to look for a pass, and it's going to be intended for Tyler Renner. It is overthrown, but there is a flag on the play.
Pass intended for number 22, Tyler Renner. Flag on the play.
And the way everybody's moving, it looks like it might be a PI.
Oh, it's pass interference against the Scotties.
Against the Scotties, which will give Lumberjacks a first down. First and 10 for the Lumberjacks. It should be first and 10. 15-yard penalty, I do believe. So they'll mark that ball all the way up to about the 36, 37-yard line. And the Lumberjacks have a first down. First and 10 for St. Mary's. One receiver to the top of the formation, Tyler Renner up there.
Scotties pass interference.
Got a shotgun formation now for the Lumberjacks. They were under center all of last game. Holder takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson gets around one tackler, and he's going to almost squeeze free. He ends up fumbling, and getting back on top of it is the 50 for the Lumberjacks. That is Landon Warren.
23 on the carry for the Lumberjacks. Fumble recovered by number 50, Landon Warren.
About a 4-yard gain. Lumberjacks quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Four wide receiver set this time for St. Mary's. The handoff to Gibson. He's going to get off one block or one tackle, and then he's going to be swallowed up after a short gain. Bowen Phelps with the tackle on that one. Lumberjacks
third and 5.
are at 3rd and 5 now. Once again, 3 receiver look to the top of the formation. One receiver to the near side. You've got Gibson lined up in the backfield behind Holder, who's in the shotgun. Takes a snap, looking to throw. He's going to throw it out into the flat off the fingertips of Ethan Kohler and incomplete.
Dylan Holder pass intended for Ethan Kohler, incomplete. 4th and 5.
So that'll bring up 4th down for the Lumberjacks. They are on about the 43, 44-yard line. Lumberjacks look to punt, and the punter for St. Mary's is Alex Lamson. Punt returner for the Scotties, we've got Hayden Fothery and Ryan Delcor. Actually, only one guy back right now. Looks like it is actually Kanoa Rogan on the return. Short snap, so that was an issue in the last game, and the Lumberjacks are going to lose a bunch of yards on that. Is the only thing Lamson could do is get to it, try to make something out of it, and he couldn't get there, so it's going to be a fumble. Basically, no bad snap there, but the Lumberjacks do get back on it, but it's going to give the Scotties very good starting field position. 9:50 to go in the first quarter, no score. The Scotties come out with 3 receivers. No, we're going to get a stoppage here for a second. Timeout taken by the Lumberjacks here in the early going. As Lumberjacks maybe seen something or wanting to get something here squared away, as they called a quick timeout here early in the first quarter, first half. So no score here. That drive, Lumberjacks were moving it a little bit, had a couple of good plays. Then we're going to be forced to punt it. And the one thing that Coach wanted to see cleaned up was the special teams, and especially on the punt unit. And the very first special teams punt play, St. Mary's little short snap that didn't get out there to Lamson. He has to just eat it and fall on it at the 30 of their own side of the field. And that is, once again, where the Scotties will take over with a short field. So Lumberjack defense has their work cut out for them right off the bat on the first offensive possession for the Freeman Scotties. Starting quarterback for them is Bowen Phillips, 6'2", 185-pound senior. Last year, he was 17 of 32 against the Lumberjacks, 185 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They come out, spread out, 3 receivers top of the formation, 1 to the near side, and he's got a running back flanking him. That is Fothery. Phillips takes the snap. He's going to look to hand it off. He does so to Fothery, and he's going to pick up about 4 yards, it looks like, and it's going to be Gibson and Renner on the tackle.
On the carry.
And they're already going to the next one. It's a deep pass, and it's going to be caught by the number 10 in the end zone for a touchdown.
Scotties! Bowen Phelps pass to Ryan Delcor. 25-yard strike for the Dogs.
So the Scotties take that short field, turn it right into a touchdown.
Luke Whitaker out to attempt the point after.
And it'll be Whitaker for the point after for the Scotties, and that is going to just get through the uprights. So the Scotties scored first, 9:20 to go in the first quarter, and it is 7-0. We'll be back.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, if you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Your good neighbor, Jack's Pharmacy, wants you to know that if you have need for durable medical supplies, Jack's has them in stock. Walkers, wheelchairs, lift chairs, hospital beds, and more. All items are for sale, and everything but the lift chair can be rented. So you see, Jack's Pharmacy is your full-service good neighbor pharmacy. From gifts, prescriptions, to durable medical supplies, Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy. So stop by and see Chad or any of the fine folks at Jack's Pharmacy and let them help you. Jack's Pharmacy in St. Mary's.
And we are back. Jared Badgett, Trace Wicks back to receive the kickoff, and it's Bowen Phillips kicking off after the Scotty touchdown. Freeman leads 7-0 early first quarter, short kick to the sideline, rolling out of bounds, and it's going to be a penalty there. And we'll see what the Lumberjacks opt to do, see if they make them re-kick. And it looks like they are just going to take it where it's at. So the Lumberjacks.
Kick winds up out of bounds. 1st and 10 for St. Mary's from the 35-yard line.
So the Lumberjacks will be starting from their own 35-yard line. $9:20 to go, first quarter. Lumberjacks trail 7-0. Coach Teft coming out, having a quick discussion with the ref here tonight. Had a quick timeout a minute ago, and he was talking to the ref, and then this time after that, out of bounds kick, so he's getting a quick check on something, or maybe the ref was talking to Teft, one or the other. Maybe Lamson, he came back and said something looked like to Alex Lamson, not sure. Anyways, one receiver to the near side, that is Tyler Renner. Holder in the shotgun, maybe actually the pistol. He's got a running back behind him. That's Gibson. He's going to throw the pass to Gibson. Gibson can't get off the tacklers as he's going to be swarmed under. Looked like a no gain or a short loss on the carry. And it was actually a couple-yard loss. Ryan Delcor for the Scotties with the tackle. Second, about 12 for the Lumberjacks. They've got now a 4 wide receiver set, 3 receivers to the top of the formation, 1 to the near side. Holder in that pistol. Gibson lined up behind him. Takes a snap. Quick throw. Gets there a little bit low. Intended for the number 10 of Gavin Wimhoff. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd and 12 now for the Lumberjacks. On their own 34-yard line. Same formation, 3 receivers up to the top, 1 receiver to the bottom. Holder in the pistol. He's got Gibson behind him. Lumberjacks with a snap. Holder looks, going to throw again. That one's tipped, and Wimhoff hadn't attempted it. I think the intended receiver was Banderab. Or maybe there was a little miscommunication in the route as Banderab and Gavin having a little talk real quick. It's incomplete in any case, and that'll leave 4th down for Lumberjacks. So Lumberjacks will come back out and try their special teams again. They'll see if they can get a punt. Kanoa back deep for the Kanoa Rogan. And that punt, I believe, is blocked. Scooped by number 76 and ran into the end zone. That's Jackson Grover. And Lamson a little bit slow getting up.
Got it! St. Mary's punt blocked by number 54, Dalen Poston, and recovered by number 76, Jackson Grover.
The special teams not helping Lumberjacks at the moment. And Lamson is taking a minute to get up. So with that quick score by the Spartans, we'll take a quick break while they take a look at Alex Lamson out there. We'll be back. No, we'll keep here. They look like they are helping them up. That is not correct on that score.
Witherton to attempt the point after.
Extra point kick is up and good.
The kick is good. Scotties 14, St. Mary's 0, 8:21 remaining in the first half.
So Lumberjacks trail 14-0 to the Freeman Scotties with 8:21 to go in the first quarter. And we will take a break, come back, see if Lumberjacks can get anything going on offense.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 50,000 high school student athletes in Idaho have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about Idaho high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior before it starts.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back as Bone Phelps gets ready to kick off for the Scotties. They lead 14-0 with 8:21 to go in the first period of play. That's an onside kick attempt. It's going to be, well, it was picked up by a Lumberjack up man. He grabbed it, but then dropped it. And waiting to see who they say. I think they're saying Lumberjacks have the ball, so still waiting to see. They haven't exactly signaled. The Scotties are saying our ball, and they're going to say Lumberjack ball. So that was a
onside kick recovered by St. Mary's.
I'm going to say an interesting call, but it was, I couldn't tell 100% who recovered it.
The first and 10 from the Lumberjacks in their own 49-yard line.
It looked like it was the 69 of Jordan Korn. Lumberjacks with three receivers to the near side, one to the top of the formation, best starting field position on their own 49-yard line. Holder takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson finds a one hole, but then the Scotties there to wrap it up, and the ball comes loose. And Lumberjacks do recover it. It was, I believe, Jackson Nantel. He had a 4-yard gain, then he lost the ball. Jackson Nantel with the recovery, but it was for a negative play after that. So it's about a 1-yard loss for the Lumberjacks. And the second fumble for St. Mary's that the Lumberjacks have luckily been able to recover them. One receiver to the near side. Holder, shotgun formation once again, takes the snap. He's mishandled it for a minute, gets the pass, the shovel out to Gibson. Gibson is going to power his way forward, and he gains about 6 on the carry.
Number 5, Dylan Holder, double pass to number 23, Trey Gibson.
We give him a 7-yard pickup.
Number 3, Luke Whitaker.
It wasn't quite that much. It's third and about 7 yards for the Lumberjacks to go. Four receiver set this time. Holder with the quick throw, and it's again short-armed, hops to Renner, or no, not to Renner, Ethan Kohler out of the back. Kohler was at that second level almost, and just Holder short hop of that one. Couldn't quite get it all the way there, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, 4th and 6 for St. Mary's from the Scotties.
Lumberjacks look like they're going to go for it. They're just barely in the plus side of the field on the 47-yard line or so of the Scotties. One receiver top of the formation for St. Mary's. Holder in the shotgun. He sends Damian Vanderrob out wide. Now he's looking to throw. He's going to go over to Ethan Kohler, and he's going to just overthrow it on coverage with Ryan Delcourt, and Lumberjacks will turn the ball over on down. And Lumberjacks offense not being able to get much going right now against the Scotties. Scotties have ran 2 offensive plays so far. Scored on the second one from scrimmage on that touchdown pass, and they scored on a blocked punt return. Scotties have 4 wide receivers set this time. Man in motion. Bone Phillips hands it off to the man in motion. And it's going to be Ethan Kohler coming in to be the first man to hit the runner in the backfield. The handoff was to Kanoa Rogan,
Loss of 2 on the play.
and he loses 2. Like I said, that was Ethan Kohler with the tackle. Snap and a quick handoff this time, and that's going to be first man to him was Ethan Kohler again. He gets out of Ethan Kohler's grips, and I didn't see who made that tackle, who cleaned it up. I think it might have been, which I don't have a 34 on my roster for the Lumberjacks.
We're going to get on the carry for the Dogs. Another loss of 2. Picked up by number 23, Trey Gibson.
It was tripped up by Gibson.
Got a Scotty's 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14. And now the Scotties are going to pass. Deep pass, and it's going to be just off the fingertips of Sage Gilbert. He had a step on the defense,
pass, incomplete, for number 10,
but it was just barely overthrown. Actually, I said that was Ryan Delcor on the announcer speaker. So what who will say it was.
Bring up a 4th and 14 for the Dogs.
And it'll bring up 4th down. So the first 4th down for the Scotties. They will punt. And we're going to get a penalty pre-snap. Offsides by St. Mary's.
Flag down before the plate. Encroachment on the Lumberjacks. A 5-yard penalty and 4th and 9 for the Dogs.
Will be 4th down and 9 now for the Scotties after that penalty. Still going to be showing punt. Phillips is the punter. Gets a nice punt away. Back for it is Badgett. He's going to scoop. Nope, takes a knee actually as he scoops it up down on the 15-yard line. So no return. For the Lumberjacks.
37-yard punt.
5:24 to go in the first quarter. Lumberjacks trail 14-0. They have the ball deep on their own side of the field. They'll be starting at their own 15-yard line.
Yeah, 1st and 10 for St. Mary's from the
one receiver to the top of the formation. That is Tyler Renner. Dylan Holder again in that pistol or shotgun formation. Going to get a snap there, trying to get them to jump off sides. They did jump, but they got back on time. Looks like they're doing a little bit of maybe changing the play here. They look down at their wristbands. Holder now gets a man in motion, hands it off. Not going very far on that run. Was probably Trey Gibson. Wait until they
carried by the Lumberjacks, number 23, Trey Gibson. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks from their own 15.
Lumberjacks line up again with that one wide receiver formation. Run again, this time to the near side. That's a carry by Gibson. And a short gain on that one. About 2 to 3 yards. On the carry. Tackle was by Polston. So 3rd and long once again for the Lumberjacks on their own 8 for the formation. Holder in the pistol. Going to take the snap, and it's a run play once again for the Lumberjacks. With another short gain. That looks like the carrier was Vanderhoff that time.
84, Damian Vanderhoff on the carry for St. Mary's. Ryan Delcor up.
Gain of a few for Vanderhoff, but not enough. So 4th and about 5. And we got Jared Badgett in to do the punting duties here. Lamson was shaken up on that last punt, so hopefully he is okay. He's down there on the track. standing, talking to the coach. Short snap, and Badgett can't quite get it off, and it's going to be scooped up by the number 15 of Preston Egenius, and he's going to return it for a touchdown for the Scotties.
A block punt picked up by number 15, Preston Eigenhouse.
Preston Eigenhouse
touchdown.
Returns it for the touchdown on the block. So that's 2 blocked punts that have been resulting in touchdowns for the Scotties. Lumberjacks now trail 20-0, waiting for the point after by Whitaker. Kick is away, and it is good.
Luke Whitaker's kick is good. The Scotties,
Lumberjacks trail 21-0 here early in the about almost all the way through the first quarter of play. 21-0, 3:15 to go. We'll be back.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And the kick is away. It's to Badgett at the 10-yard line for the Lumberjacks. He's going to reverse field, go to the far side. Try to find some room over there. He doesn't find much. Only gets to about the 15 on the return. So only about a 5-yard return. Lumberjacks will be deep on their own side of the field. .306 to go. First quarter of action here from Freeman. Lumberjacks trail at 21-0. 3 receivers to the near side. One to the top of the formation. Holder in the pistol. Takes the snap. He's going to look to roll. Now he flips it out to Gibson. And that's one of the best runs so far of the night. Gibson still powering forward. And he's going to get, I believe, the first down. And if he does, that'll be the first down by the offense for the Lumberjacks. They did get a first down earlier, I believe, by penalty. But it's been tough sledding so far for the Lumberjacks. So 10-yard gain by Trey Gibson for St. Mary's. And we're going to get timeout by the Scotties here. 2:57 to go. First quarter of play. It's been kind of a scoring onslaught for the Scotties. And honestly, it's going to be interesting because the first quarter stats aren't going to show a lot of yards for either team. In fact, St. Mary's might even lead in yardage if I was to take a peek at the stats real quick. But that's because the Scotties have scored on 2 blocked punts in this one. They had a blocked punt on Alex Lamson, and I think they might. I don't know if they hit him. I'm not sure what exactly happened because he did end up injured on that play. And then they had a block punt just a minute ago against Jared Badgett. Both of those punts were scooped up and returned into the end zone for a touchdown. So not exactly what the Lumberjacks wanted to do special teams-wise. And offensively, they haven't been quite getting things to where they want to go either. They had a good defensive stand. They did have that one long pass, but that's really about it for the Scotties offensively. But they haven't had to do a lot on offense yet. Defense did hold the Scotties in their last series. 1 receiver top of the formation, 2 running backs this time in the backfield with Holder. Holder in the pistol. Takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and it's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. The ball carrier was Ethan Kohler. Looks like he might have lost a yard or so.
Number 32, Ethan Kohler on the carry for St. Mary's. No gain on the play.
I'm going to call it a no gain. Because Lumberjack run game has not been able to find a lot of room to run, and they haven't been able to get much going. I don't know. I can't think that we've actually completed a pass yet either. One receiver to the near side. That is Tyler Renner, holder in that pistol. He's got Gibson lined up behind him. Gibson takes the snap. It's going to be a pitch out to, no, that's not Gibson. That's the number 8 of Wesley Vanderhoff, and he is going to fall forward for about 2 or 3 yards. Not a large gain, but some. Actually, about only a yard gain on that one. 3rd and long for Lumberjacks. 3rd and 9 from their own 26-yard line. Kohler and Vanderhoff come out of the game. Tyler Renner goes up at the top of the formation as a wide receiver. Gibson back in behind Holder as the running back. Holder in the pistol. Everybody taking a look at their wristbands, getting the play. Holder takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to throw it. It's caught by Gibson. I think Gibson snagged it out of, it was almost like the defender caught it as well, but Gibson able to rip it away from him. He can't quite get to the first down line, but it was a nice catch and a pickup of about 7 yards. Ryan Delcor with the tackle. But it is 4th and 3, and Lumberjacks have not had a lot of luck at the punting tonight, so they are going for it deep on their own side of the field. They are 4th and 3 from their own 32-yard line. One receiver to the near side, Holder in the pistol. He's got Gibson behind him. Takes a snap, man goes in motion, gonna look. He's gonna throw it over the middle for that screen play, and it comes up short. Badgett turns into a defender, and as number 52, Josh Robbins was right there, and Badgett had to kind of turn defender to make sure that wasn't intercepted. And that will be a turnover on downs for the Lumberjacks, though, with 4 seconds to go in the first quarter. Scotty's come out with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top of the formation, 1 to the bottom. Phelps takes the snap. He's got some pressure coming on him. It's a screen play. It's going to be picked up by Fothery, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds by Ethan Kohler. I'm going to give it Ethan Kohler as the tackle.
Bowen Phelps pass, number 6, Hayden Fothery for a gain of 4 on the play. Number 32, Ethan Kohler.
I think there's a little more time on. I think it was 38 seconds, not 4 seconds. That's going to be a run sniffed out by Lumberjacks pretty quickly as Vanderhoff gets on him, as does Trey Gibson.
Up to the line. By number 23, Trey Gibson, and number 34, Damian Vanderhoff. 3rd down and 7 for the Dogs.
3rd down and 7, 14 seconds on the clock. The snap to Phelps. Man goes in motion out of the backfield. It's going to be a little sidearm sling into the middle of the field. Nice catch. And it's going to be the Jared Badgett there to make the tackle.
The number 11, Sage Gilbert on the play. That's another Scotty first down.
That one goes up to the 15-yard line.
That is the end of the first quarter. Your score.
And that is the end of the first quarter of play. The Lumberjacks trailing 21-0 to the Scotties. And the Scotties have a first down deep in Lumberjack territory. We'll be back with the second quarter.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With 6 professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Not exactly the first quarter of play that the Lumberjacks hoped for tonight, as they trail 21-0 to the Scotties here in Freeman. And it's been a couple of special teams plays by the Scotties that have put them up, as well as one offensive touchdown. So it's been a good effort for both. I mean, Lumberjacks are obviously, I'm not saying there's no effort there for St. Mary's, but the Scotties are getting everything going their way. Total offense, I did mention that I thought maybe the Lumberjacks would be closer to leading, but it is low yardage between both teams because the Scotties have not been on offense that much. They've got 50 total yards, St. Mary's with 35 total yards. Neither team with a turnover necessarily, but Lumberjacks just not able to get anything going offensively at the moment. Scotties come out with a 4 wide receiver set, 1 to the top of the formation, 3 to the bottom. Phelps in a shotgun. He's got the number 6 of Fothery flanking him to the near side in the running back position. And they are 1st and 10 on about the Lumberjack 15-yard line. Phelps takes the snap. Going to look to throw. Some pressure comes through. He's going to take off with his feet, and he's going to make it up for a few yards. Gets up to about the 9 before he's brought down by number 8, Wesley Vanderrob.
Number 2, Bowen Phelps on the keeper for the Scotties. Got a gain of 5. Wesley Vanderrob on the stop for the Lumberjacks.
Another quick play. It's a pass, and that'll get down to the goal line. The tackle made by Trace Wicks.
Bowen Phelps pass, number 8, Reed Hicks.
Down to about the 1. And let's see here. We've got a keeper or a handoff. It's a keeper by Phelps.
Got it.
And Phelps is going to get it into the end zone on the quarterback keeper from 1 yard out. That brings the score 27-0 for the Scotties over the Lumberjacks. They will try the extra point. It is Gilbert. No, yeah, that's Gilbert holding. Whitaker on the extra point attempt. And a flag on the play.
Penalty flag down. Encroachment against St. Mary's.
Get an encroachment offsides call on the Lumberjacks. That kick is up, and that one is going to be short. So that kick no good, but the Scotties up 27-0 over the Lumberjacks early second quarter. It's 11:05 to go before halftime, and it's, like I said, 27-0 in favor of the Scotties. We'll be back after this.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks! And the kickoff is a deep one back to the 5-yard line. They're going to do a quick reverse to Badgett. Badgett's going to bring it to the near side, gets it up to about the 15-yard line.
Jared Badgett on the return to the Lumberjacks. First set by number 7, Nash McLean.
As he gets a few yards on the return, ball is up to the 17.
17-yard line.
Lumberjacks start 1st and 10 from their own 17. A 12-yard return by Badgett. 10:56 to go in the half. Lumberjacks trail at 27-0 to the Scotties. One receiver to the near side for St. Mary's. Holder in the pistol, 2 running backs in the backfield, going to hand it off. A little jump cut there by Kohler, spins off of 1 tackle, picks up a couple of yards before being taken down. So a short gain.
About 3 yards.
About 4-yard gain, in fact. 2nd and 6 for the Lumberjacks now. Again, same formation. We've got Tyler Renner here to the near side. We've got Holder in the pistol. Behind him is Ethan Kohler and Trey Gibson. Holder checks everything out, takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson finds a little hole. He's powering forward before finally getting taken down by a host of Scotties, but he is beyond the first down marker, so it'll be a first down for the Lumberjacks up to about the 28-yard line. The Lumberjacks get a first down there. 1st and 10 from their 28-yard line. This time they've got 2 receivers top of the formation. Kohler, Gibson in the backfield. I believe it's Kohler and Gibson. Holder in the pistol. Takes the snap, hands it off, and it's going to be a run up the middle once again. It is Gibson keeping those legs churning. Only going to be a short gain on a heck of an effort by Gibson. Give him a 2-yard pickup. 2nd down for the Lumberjacks and 8 yards from their own 31-yard line. 1 receiver to the near side, it looks like. That looks like Banderob. Dylan Holder trying to get some instructions from his coach. Looks like we got Tyler Renner out at the moment down here on the bench. The snap, that's a bad snap. Gibson is going to get back and fall on it at the 20-yard line.
Come on, a play recovered by number 23, Trey Gibson.
Loss of 10 yards for the Lumberjacks.
It'll be a 3rd and 19.
3rd and about 18 now for St. Mary's. I know I talked to Tyler Renner earlier. I seen him in town, and he said he took a pretty good hit late in the game against Riverside, and it's got him kind of sore. 1 receiver to the near side for the Lumberjacks. 3rd and long. 3rd and 19 from their own 20-yard line. Holder calls for a man in motion, takes the snap. It's a high snap over his head. He's going to scoop it up. A quick throw out to Badgett. Badgett makes the catch and then is smacked hard by Hayden Father. He's going to pick up a few yards. But it's only about a 5-yard gain as they get that up to about the 24-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 14 for the Lumberjacks. They're going to show that they're going for it. I mean, they don't have, well, maybe. They've got Badgett back there, but Badgett is a little limpy as he's going to get a timeout taken by Coach Teft. And we'll see what Lumberjacks have planned. 7:43 to go, first half. Lumberjacks are trailing 27-0 to the Scotties here in Freeman. Jared Badgett walking gingerly on that foot back there, and Teft is talking to him a minute. Teft says, nope, get out of here. Get that thing either checked out or worked out so you can hopefully get back in here. So they bring in Vanderbrob for Badgett. That is the number 84 of Damian Vanderob, senior tight end. See what Lumberjacks have, because Badgett is one of the punters for St. Mary's. Up until this year, he had done all the punting duties. Like I said, Lamson shaking up early. He is down there in his jersey, no pads, and his street pants, jeans, so he is done for the game. Badgett walking a little bit better here as he heads over to the bench, gets a drink of water, so he looks to be okay. And we're going to have Damian Vanderob, it looks like, set up to punt this away for the Lumberjacks. Nice snap this time. Nice. Pretty good boot. High. Best punt of the night for the Lumberjacks. And that's going to land down at the 40. I mean, it's not a doesn't get it over into the Scotties territory, but hits the best punt for the Lumberjacks so far. Gets it out to about the 42-yard line, and only an 18-yard punt. And there was no return, so 7:32 to go. Short field for the Scotties. Lumberjacks on defense. Looks like Badgett is back out there in his safety spot, so good to see him okay. As looks like we've had a couple Lumberjacks shaken up in this one. Never like to see guys being dinged up in the early goings of the season. Scotty looked like they had a little bit of confusion on their personnel. Actually, it looks like maybe number 8, Reed Hicks, was having some issues with his helmet, so they had to get him back off the field. Phelps, shotgun. That's number 32 of Kanoa Rogan, flanked out. 4 wide receivers, though, for the Scotties. Now Kanoa Rogan goes in motion. Pressure coming for the Lumberjacks. And Phelps is able to get away from a couple of tacklers. He gets away from another one to the far side of the field. He's off to the races. He just scooped past Jared Badgett. And on a broken play, Coach Teff talked about that in the interviews, they're going to have to contain him and not let him get out. And he did that time. He just shaked and baked. And heck of an athlete there with Bone Phelps, as he was able to take that to the house on a 42-yard touchdown run for the Scotties, and that was just a great run by Bone Phelps, as he got around every Lumberjack defender that came at him. I think it was number 56, Roan Ford, had a hold of him for a minute. He was able to scoot away from him. Extra point is up and good by Whitaker. The score, 34 for the Scotties, nothing for the Lumberjacks. 7:14 to go in the first half. We'll be back.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Idaho. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Yeah, we are back as we've got 7:14 to go until halftime. Not the night the Lumberjacks were hoping for this evening. It's been a rough one. They trail 34-0 to the hometown Freeman Scotties here in Freeman. Back to kick off is Bone. Nope, looks like they're changing that up a little bit, as it's the number 32 of Kanoa Rogan kicking off. Gibson and Badgett back deep for the Lumberjacks. They wait at their 15. That kick is a nice one, picked up at 17 by Gibson. And Gibson has a nice return up to the 40. So the Lumberjacks, not bad starting position. Gets about a 23-yard return. And the Lumberjacks have the ball. 7:07 to go in the first half. Lumberjacks come out with a 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the top of the formation, 1 to the near side. Holder in the pistol. Gibson lined up behind him, takes a snap, hands it off. Gibson up the middle, and he's going to get hit just beyond the line of scrimmage. Yeah, looks like they're going to give him about a 3-yard pickup, actually. Brings up second and about 7. Scotties have some big guys down there on their defensive line. 1 receiver to the near side once again. Holder, pistol, Gibson behind him. Snap is over Gibson's head, or over, not Gibson, it's over Holder's head. Bad snap. Gibson able to get on it at the 35. So Lumberjacks just cannot get things going. Hey, Mary's just not being able to get things going. Third now and about 15 yards. One receiver to the near side. Holder in the shotgun, or in the pistol. Man in motion. Badgett going to the top of the formation. Handoff to Gibson. Gibson going to get a couple yards before he's knocked down. Bowen Phelps with the tackle for the Scotties. Bring up 4th and long for St. Mary's from their own 36-yard line. Looks like Lumberjacks are going to go ahead and punt this away as they've got somebody in there that was able to get it away last time. It was a good snap, so let's see if we can get another good snap as Vanderob's going to kick it up, be the punter. Kanoa Rogan back to field it, and a bad snap. Vanderob's going to try to keep it and going, and he's not going to be able to pick it up and run with it, and it's going to be all the way back to the 20-yard line.
St. Mary's fumble recovered by number 11, Sage Gilbert.
Cancels. We'll call that a bad snap.
Scotties, first down and 10.
The Scotties will now have the ball on the 21 of St. Mary's. The Lumberjacks not quite getting what they wanted out of special teams tonight. Having some trouble with that. 4 wide receiver set, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. Snap to Phelps. He's going to hand it off. We get a flag. It's going to be a handoff to Fothery.
Fothery on the carry for the Scotties. Flag down on the play.
Seemed like a procedural penalty or something against the Scotties is what it looked like to me. I don't think nothing's going to matter.
Procedure against the Scotties.
So an illegal procedure on the Scotties.
Yeah, 5-yard penalty will replay first down.
So that will back them up. First and 15. And get a run play again for the Scotties. They bring it to the near side. That was, I believe, Fothery again. Maybe a couple yard pickup. I'm not sure who exactly was there for the tackle for St. Mary's. It might have been Logan Darnold. 2nd and 13, roughly, for the Scotties. Man in motion, going to throw it out into the flat, caught. That's Rogan Kanoa, and he's going to get the first down all the way inside the 10 before he's tackled by the number 8 of Vanderrob.
That'll be another Scotty first down.
Nice play by the Scotties. About a 15-yard pickup.
Scotty first and goal for about the 7-yard line.
First and goal from about the 7 of St. Mary's. 4 wide receivers set, 3 to the near side, 1 to the top. Quick throw to the back corner of the end zone. There's a push-off there by, like a push-off by Colton Wells. No flag there as he extended the arm against the receiver. It was, or against the defender, it was incomplete. Kind of surprised there not to see the flag come out, though. I think that was Julian Grimaldo on coverage. Back to the line of scrimmage is the Scotties. Again, same formation. Drops back, throws Phelps. He's going to get a little bit of pressure in his face. He's going to rifle it in there, and it's caught. Pretty good coverage by the Lumberjacks, but the receiver kind of ran a little bit of a hitch route right to the front of the end zone. Turned, and the ball was right there on him. That was Luke Whitaker, it looked like, with the catch. Could be wrong. Yeah, it was the number 3. And these Scotties score once again. Whitaker to attempt the extra point. The kick is up. That was a nice one. It's through and good. So the Lumberjacks now trail 41-0. 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go before halftime, and we will return.
Fall is just around the corner, and it's time to think about getting ready for winter. Penn State Lumber in St. Mary's is just what you need for all your winter prep. Paint your house, patch the roof, or build a storage for all your firewood. Maybe you just need to fix that leaky faucet. Kent Street Lumber has the supplies you need for all your do-it-yourself projects. Stop by 10th Street Lumber today and save on all your home improvement needs. 10th Street Lumber, 1000 Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
We are back. Full moon coming up to the east of us. Looks nice and red through the haze of the smoke from the wildfires. Two of them around. There's one up in that Bonners Ferry area. One down in Salmon, Idaho. Not sure where the other ones are, but there's a few of them. Hopefully they get them out and under control. It will be Kanoa Rogan to kick off once again. Kick is kind of a low line drive. Going to be scooped up by Gibson at the 15. Looking for room to run. Gets a couple blocks. Skirts away from one guy up to the 35-yard line. Nice return by Gibson. About a 20-yard return. Lumberjacks will have it first and 10. 3:22 to go before halftime. Lumberjacks really like to get something going. I don't think only one time they've been on the Scotty side of the field. One receiver to the near side. Two running backs in the backfield. Handoff from Holder to Ethan Kohler, and he's going to get a couple of yards up the middle. Pickup of, I'm going to say 3 yards.
Ethan Kohler on the carry for St. Mary's.
Second and about 7 yards to go for the Lumberjacks. Once again, one receiver down here to the near side. Dylan Holder in the pistol, two running backs in the backfield. Holder takes, snap, high snap, able to pull it down, though. Gives it off to Gibson. Gibson finds a little bit of room, keeps his feet. Tough running by Gibson. And got a battle going on still back here way behind the play, as it was for St. Mary's, number 70.
Number 23.
Jackson Nantel going after it with number 66. Alan Logan. That ball is up to the 45-yard line. Brings up, well, that says first down, but it is not. It is third and about 3. Gonna get a snap. It's a handoff, and Gibson keeps his feet after running in the back of one of his blockers, but he's not going to be able to regather himself, find anywhere to go with it. Gibson actually maybe lost a yard or so.
On the carry.
Or nope, it was
by number 3, Luke Whitaker.
Yeah, it was Ethan Kohler, not Gibson with the carry. Say Luke Whitaker with the tackle for the Scotties, and we got a 4th down and 5 for St. Mary's. They look like they're going for it with 1:18 to go in the first half. St. Mary's trails 41-0 to the Scotties. Two receivers top of the formation, one to the near side for the Lumberjacks. Shotgun for Holder. He's got Gibson behind him. Takes the snap. Then a quick little throw over the middle. It's completed. It's a first down. And I believe that was Gavin Wimhoff with the catch. And he gets it up to the 49 of the Scotties. So Lumberjacks get a first down.
Pass, number 5, Dylan Holder to Gavin Wemhoff. First bet by Caleb Cochran.
Gain of 8 for the Lumberjacks. And they're able to pick up a first down, 1st and 10. And we're down to 32 seconds left on the clock. St. Mary's have one timeout. One receiver to the near side for the Lumberjacks. Holder, pistol, has Gibson behind him. Man goes in motion, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson, a little stutter step, and is going to pick up a yard or so before being brought down.
Trey Gibson on the carry.
12 seconds to go, and Coach Taft looks like he's trying to get a play in quickly, but not going to use that last timeout they've got. 4 seconds. I don't think they're going to get a play off before the half. And they do not. So the first half comes to an end. St. Mary's not quite what they were hoping for in this one so far. 41-0 Lumberjacks trail. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our senior spotlight. We have the Miss Darian Todd for our senior spotlight tonight.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feed and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsor.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Heidi Kruger, your St. Mary's Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why Heidi Kruger is a proud sponsor of the Lumberjacks on KOFE. For all your investment needs, call 208-755-5294 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC. You're listening to the home of Lumberjack Sports, 1240 KOFE, St. Mary's. And we have St. Mary's Lumberjack senior Darian Todd here for our senior spotlight interview for today's broadcast. Darian, thank you for coming and talking to us. First off, what sports do you play?
I play soccer, but then I also play softball for 13 years, but I might do track or golf in the spring. So
try something a little different.
Yeah.
Which sport is your favorite and why is it?
Probably soccer, and just the environment is super good, and I love the people, and the teammates are just really good, and they became my family.
What has playing sports taught you throughout your school careers?
Oh gosh.
Or even little league or little anything else. I mean, you played softball for a long time, so.
Yeah, sure. It's taught me a lot. It's taught me a little teamwork. I feel like that's the most obvious one. Just how to work with people that may be a little difficult, but on the field you have to learn how to work with them. And that's a big life skill. And probably perseverance. I mean, for example, when you're having a bad game, you gotta keep going. You can't stop in the middle of it. Yeah.
If you stop, then the coach takes you off.
yeah, fair enough. That's a good point. Yeah.
What would be your favorite thing about playing sports?
Oh gosh. Probably just the sport itself. I mean, I love sports.
You're a competitor.
Yeah, for sure. And for example, soccer again, like they've just become my family. And not all the sports I used to play were like that, so it's really cool. And
I'd actually like to go back to that being your favorite sport, because you didn't play soccer really, even in the little league stuff or anything. Your first year of soccer was your freshman year, wasn't it? So that's pretty cool that became your favorite.
Yeah.
What would be your least favorite thing about sports?
Oh, I wouldn't say the commitment, but just like sometimes it gets a little tiring, and sometimes you just want a weekend, but like there's games on the weekend, and you have to go help your team out. So. But yeah, it's worth it.
It's actually kind of interesting looking at your guys' schedule this week. It looks like this year you get a few Saturdays off, it looks like.
I know, like this weekend and next weekend. That's exciting.
I don't know if you pay much attention to pro sports, but if you do, what is your favorite pro sports team, and do you have a favorite player?
Yeah, and actually going back to softball, probably the Oregon Ducks softball team. I love them, and I love Haley Cruz. She's an amazing left fielder. She's so good. Yeah.
All right. What are your goals this year on and off the field or court? Well, in your case, field.
Yeah. For off the field, definitely graduate and get out of here, and yeah. And then on the field, probably just learn how to be the best sweeper I can, I guess, because I've never played that position before until this year, so it's definitely something new and a lot more action. But I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I'll learn.
All right, we're talking with Darian Todd, St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior. We will take a quick break with more.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Benoit County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai counties. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjacks!
And we are here with St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior Darian Todd, and once again, she's our senior spotlight today. What are your plans after high school?
So I either want to go to the U of I or LCSC, and either go to school to become a forester or firefighter. I haven't decided yet, but I might try firefighting this summer or the next to decide that. And then never know, I might change it. So, yeah.
Well, you know the fire department's always looking for volunteers.
Exactly, yeah.
What would be your favorite subject in school?
Advanced fit. It's definitely my favorite.
Well, from somebody that likes to go running after practice, I could see advanced fit being your favorite.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Last year was my first year doing it. Like, why did I do this 2 years ago?
Who is someone that you look up to?
Probably just my family. I look up to my mom and dad a lot. My coach, Amber. Yeah, and Cordell. I love Cordell.
And he had to leave before you guys graduated.
I know. I was so mad, but he's great. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, does your teammates have a nickname for you?
Yes.
That we can say on the radio, too.
Yes, we do. I feel like it goes beyond my team, but Garden Todd.
I kind of thought that's what it would be.
Yep. Everybody calls me it. And long story short, 8th grade. So actually, I have Grayson's twin sibling for this. So I was writing my name on my paper, and then Grayson had pointed out my pants. He said something about my pants. I don't remember. And then, so I didn't finish writing my name, and I put D-A-R-R, but the R looked like an N, and then I put Todd, and then Mrs., and if you know Mrs., you know how that goes, so it's kind of stuck.
All makes sense now to me, too.
Yep.
What would be your most memorable moment, high school, sports-wise, so far?
Probably my freshman year, the Kellogg game. That was a super good game. I love that game so much. And oddly enough, it was raining. You think I would hate that because it was cold and rainy and windy, but it was just an awesome game, and it was a super tight game too. So it was like.
And I think aside from last year's senior night, that was probably the first rainiest game that you guys played besides last year's senior day games.
It was, but it was a fun game. And if the ball hit you, though, that was not fun because it would just sting. But, yeah.
And the final question for you is, do you have anybody that you'd like to thank?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Probably lots.
A lot. Like, my family, Amber, some people at school. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Teammates.
Oh, yeah, teammates.
Don't want to leave the teammates out.
No, not at all. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Yeah, definitely my soccer teammates. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been speaking with Darian Todd for our St. Mary's Lumberjack Senior Spotlight. We want to wish you the best of luck in your senior year and after high school.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming and talking with us.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll And we are back here at Freeman High School, and it is halftime. That was our senior spotlight with Darian Todd. What a fun interview she was to do as well. We've got about 4 minutes until the second half gets underway. St. Mary's trails at 41-0. Not a first half that the Lumberjacks wanted to have, obviously. The Scotties are obviously happy with the way it went for them. So the Lumberjacks are going to try to probably, I would imagine Coach Teff is telling them to not worry about the scoreboard at this point, come back out like it's 0-0 and give it your all out there on the field, just to see if they can at least get something going in the second half. Taking a look at those stats, the Scotties had 21 points in the first quarter and 20 points in the second. The scoring started at 9:20 to go in the first period, or first quarter, with Bowen Phillips completed a pass to Hayden Fothery for 33 yards. The point after was good. The second score was on a blocked punt. It was recovered by the Scotties, Jackson Grover, who was able to run it into the end zone to get that next score. The kickoff, or the extra point, was good, made the score 14-0. And then Lamson was shaken up on that play. So the next time around, the Lumberjacks had the punt. It was Jared Badgett trying to punt it away. Again, it was a bad snap. The Badgett was still trying to get it off, and he had it blocked, and it was recovered by Preston Agenius, and that one was returned for a touchdown for the Scotties. So special teams getting the punt blocks done for Freeman. That is 14 of the points on the board for Freeman. The next couple of scores were all offensive side of things for the Scotties. There was a 1-yard touchdown run by Bowen Phelps. Extra point attempt was no good. That was 27-0, 11:05 to go in the second. Then 7:14 to go. Bowen Phelps with a nice scramble where he was able to shake off tacklers and run 42 yards for the touchdown. The extra point on that one was good. That made it 34-0. And then with 3:47 to go, it was a Phelps pass to Whitaker for 9 yards. The extra point good. That's how we get to that 41-0 score. Total offense, St. Mary's struggling on the offensive side of things. 41 total yards for the Lumberjacks. The Scotties have racked up 134 total yards. St. Mary's has ran 33 plays to Freeman's 16. The Lumberjacks only averaging 1 yard per play, and not a number you want to see for St. Mary's. The Scotties, though, happy with their 8 yards per play. St. Mary's was 16 yards passing. The Scotties with 84 yards passing. And then down to the rushing category, 25 total yards for the Lumberjacks. 23 attempts for St. Mary's, 1.1 yards per rush, 50 yards for the Scotties. They have 8 attempts, averaging over 6 yards per carry. Penalties, St. Mary's with a couple for, it says 2 for 10, the Scotties 2 for 20, if that is accurate. St. Mary's has had 2 fumbles. They have not lost any fumbles, though, but they did have 2 of them. And I don't recall the Scotties having a fumble, but there is one of those put up on the board. I don't know what I may have credited as a fumble accidentally. Let's see. No sacks for either team. Time of possession, I think, is way off on here. First down, St. Mary's does have 5 first downs. The Scotties with just 8. Third down conversions, 0 for 8 for the Lumberjacks, 1 for 4 on fourth down conversions. The Scotties are 1 for 2 on third down attempts, 0 for 1 on fourth down attempts. Bowen Phillips, 6 for 8 throwing for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dylan Holder, 5 completions, 10 attempts, just 16 yards. Rushing, Phelps leads the team. He has 48 yards for the Scotties and 2 touchdowns. And then for the Lumberjacks, Trey Gibson has 13 carries for 53 yards. He's averaging 4.1 yards per carry. Ethan Kohler has 4 carries for 5 yards, 1.3 average. Damian Vanderrob has 1 carry for 3 yards. Wesley Vanderrob, 1 carry for 1 yard. Lumberjacks have, as a team, because I have a few bad snaps credited in here, and I probably shouldn't have had those in that spot, but it shows the negative 37 yards on those bad snaps and lost yardage on some of those, because Lumberjacks had the 2 block punts, they had a couple of bad snap punts as well, that since Lumberjacks back, they were able to recover the ball, but went brought down. So I'm going to have to double check and compare my stats with Tef's at the end of the weekend to see if I got those credited right, because actually the total number of rushing yards might be a little bit different. Receiving, Gavin Wimhoff has 1 catch for the Lumberjacks for 8 yards. Gibson has 2 for 4. Jared has 2 for 4. Jared Badgett. For the Scotties, it is Hayden Fatheroo, 2 catches for 37 yards and a touchdown. Kanoa Rogan has 1 catch for 16. Sage Gilbert has 1 for 13. Luke Whitaker has 1 for 9 and a touchdown. Reed Hicks also has 1 for 9. Defensively for St. Mary's, Trey Gibson with just 2 tackles. Ethan Kohler with 2 tackles. Wesley Vanderrob with 2 tackles. Jared Badgett, Trace Wicks, Logan Darnold each with a tackle apiece. Damian Vanderbob, Tyler Renner each with a half a tackle. And that is the stats for the Lumberjacks. Kick returns, Gibson has 3 attempts for 38 yards. Badgett has 2 for 17. And that's the stats. So there's really not a lot to speak of too much. St. Mary's has struggled against a really stout defense, and on offense, they haven't been able to move the ball very well just yet. The Scotties will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see what the Lumberjacks adjustments have been at halftime and see if the Lumberjacks, despite the score, keep that energy up and play with all of the energy that they have in them left, as they've just been a tough game for them. They've just got to keep that energy up, keep their heads held high, not look at that scoreboard, not think about it. Go into the second half, like I said, thinking the score is 0-0, and just keep battling. And let's see, I think we are going to keep it right here, as I think we're about ready to get things rolling. Lumberjacks will be kicking off, and the Scotties will be going from left to right on your radio dial to start the second half of play. Kanoa Rogan going back for one of the return men. And I think it's the number 11 of Sage Gilbert. Kicking off for the Lumberjacks is the number 2 of Jared Badgett. It is his first kickoff of the night. See if the Lumberjacks try to steal this possession. Nothing else to lose tonight. Might as well try some things. See if they can get the onside kick maybe. Badgett lines up the guys on the 35-yard line. Ball sits at the 40. And the kick is on the way, and it is the onside kick attempt. It is going to be fell on at the 47-yard line by the number 12. So that was Caleb Cochran with the recovery. So the Scotties will start 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. 3 receivers top of the formation, 1 to the near side, checking the quarterback situation. They might change him out. It kind of looked like it was a different number. Handoff to Kanoa Rogan. He's going to be met in the backfield by a couple of Lumberjacks. We have the 8 of Wesley Vanderbob and the 32 of Ethan Kohler.
Now with a quarterback for the Dogs, number 3, Luke Whitaker.
So Luke Whitaker is going to take over at quarterback. Snap. That's going to be a run to the far side.
Logan again for a gain of about 3.
Gain of about 3. Tackle for the Lumberjacks, I believe, was Landon Warren, the number 50. So Luke Whitaker in at quarterback. He is a junior. This is a wide receiver and defensive back, so I didn't even know if he would be the next one coming at the quarterback spot. He's going to be taken down and sacked by Landon Warren. Nice pass rush by the Lumberjacks. Loss of about 3 yards.
4th and 10 for the Scotties.
And 4th and about 10. It'll be Bone Phillips to punt. Jared Badgett back to receive the punt for St. Mary's. Jared Badgett waiting about the 19, zone 19. Kick is off. It's a long, deep punt. It's over his head, and it is going to be a touchback into the end zone. Nice punt by Bone Phillips. Phelps. So the Lumberjacks will bring it out to the 20. They got an injured player, it looks like, for the Scotties. Hopefully he is okay. Coach has come out to talk to him. Phelps is over there with him. They're going to get him up off the turf. That is the number 54. I don't have a 54 on my, actually, that is one of the players that has another number. And I didn't write down his backup number, I don't think, on my roster. So I remember that one. I think it was like number 5 and number 54. So that was probably Dalen Poston. The Lumberjacks have one receiver to the near side. Under center is the number 5. It's going to be a handoff to Badgett. Kind of fooled everybody. Badgett gets the corner, and he's going to be ran out of bounds after a nice pickup.
Badgett on the carry for St. Mary's. Out of bounds after a gain of about 13.
So about a 13-yard pickup. He could have kept him. He got shoved out of bounds, I think. And it was almost a play for Badgett to get the edge and get out of the town, but couldn't quite get all the way down the sideline. One receiver down to the near side for the Lumberjacks. That's the number 14, and I do not have a 14 for the Lumberjacks on my roster. Might be shuffling in a few younger guys here for St. Mary's. Holder, under center, man in motion, hands it off. Near side, that's going to be Banderob, and he's going to pick up a few. Damian Banderob, and I say a few, and that few is about a 6-yard gain. Tackle was Bowen Phelps. I think it's about a 5-yard gain. Wide receiver, one goes up to the top of the formation. That's Milo Marsh for the Lumberjacks. Again, under center is Holder. Looks like he's got Gibson in the backfield. Man in motion. Fakes the handoff to the man in motion. Gives it to Gibson. Gibson powers forward. Gets a nice gain of about 8 yards.
Number 23, Trey Gibson on the carry. Trips up by number 55, Ethan Hernandez
trips him up. Puts the Lumberjacks at about the 47, their own 47-yard line. 1st and 10 to go. The Scotties may have shuffled in some of their younger guys here in the second half. One receiver to the near side for St. Mary's. Holder under center. Man in motion. Hands it off. That's Kohler. Kohler trying to get the edge, but the defense able to shed their blockers. And Kohler's going to lose a couple of yards on that one.
Kohler on the carry. First up by number 27, Colton Wells.
27, Colton Wells ends up making the tackle. One of the other Scotties was able to shed his tackle or blocker and get him to stretch have to go a little bit further back. So Lumberjacks now back 2nd and about 12. Ball on their own 45-yard line. One receiver to the near side for the Lumberjacks. That's the number 21 of Noah Morris coming in at wide receiver. Dylan Holder under center. Gibson takes the handoff up the middle. Picks up about 5.
Carried by number 23, Trey Gibson.
Lumberjack right at the 50. 3rd and 7 for the Lumberjacks. Badgett comes out as Ethan Kohler takes the next play into the huddle. Lumberjacks up to the line of scrimmage. Morris still in at wide receiver down to the near side. Holder under center. Man in motion, takes the snap. He keeps it himself this time. Fakes the handoff, and that was a nice one. That really did get the defense on the for the Scotties that time because they have been used to the running back's getting the ball. That's the first time that Holder has kept it himself. I'm going to say he picked up. I call it 6 yards on the carry. It's 4th and about 2. Actually, yeah, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Same formation for the Lumberjacks. Holder under center. Holder calls for a man in motion. Fakes the handoff, keeps it again himself. I think he squeaks forward. Oh, he's still going. Moving that pile. And Dylan Holder picks up about 6 on that one. Call it a 6-yard pickup. Lumberjacks have that ball to the 38 of the Scotties now. I think that's the deepest St. Mary's has been into the Scotties territory. Lumberjacks break the huddle up to the line of scrimmage. Noah Morris to the near side. Only wide receiver out there. At least only one out wide. Holder under center. Gibson's behind him. Man in motion. Hands it off to Banderov. Banderov gets a nice block. Sheds a couple of tackles. And he's off to the races. To the 5 and the 10. 5 and a touchdown, but a flag comes out. I think it's going to come back. Always seems to be a block in the back there. We got 2 penalties. 2 penalty markers. Penalty flags thrown down at about the 35-yard line. That's a hold on St. Mary's. So bring the touchdown back. Lumberjacks will get some yardage out of that.
That touchdown will come back. Hold on the Lumberjacks.
But Lumberjacks will they get the first down? It is first down, and they are back at the
1st and 7 from the 35-yard line.
7-yard line. First from the 35-yard line. And then a false start against the Lumberjacks.
1st and 12.
So Lumberjacks had the touchdown, but a holding play. And the bad thing about that holding play was that it was well behind the play. Vanderrob was already gone, and there was I don't know who it was for the Lumberjacks that did it, but the play was done well past him. That defender was not going to be involved in the play, not going to be able to catch him for the tackle, and just unfortunate. One receiver to the near side, 1st and 12 for the Lumberjacks. Holder under center, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson met right in the hole. Have to believe that may be a missed block by somebody. Number 60 with the tackle. I don't have a 60 on that roster. Gibson with the run.
23, Trey Gibson on the carry. About half a yard. Michael Anderberg on the stop.
Looks like he might have picked up 1 yard or so. 2nd and 11 now for the Lumberjacks. On the 39-yard line of Freeman. One receiver near side. That's Milo Marsh. Under center is Holder. Gibson in the backfield. Man in motion. It's Badgett. Going to hand it to Badgett. Badgett going to try to use his speed. Can't get outside as the blockers did not hold and get the block stand done. Badgett lost about 5. Did not stay with the blocks quite long enough out there on the edge so the Badgett could get around as the defense pushed the blockers back into his lap. And Lumberjack defense, okay, I'll get this right. Let me reset my voice here. Let me reset my brain. Lumberjack drive that was doing well up until that holding penalty called back that touchdown. Now they're backed up 4th and about 16. One receiver to the near side. Holder under center. Takes snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to get it to Banderov. Banderov finds a little opening, but he's not going to pick up the first down. He will be up to the 35 on that run. 2nd and 10 for the Lumberjacks. 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 2nd and So Lumberjacks almost had a touchdown. 9-yard carry for Vanderrob. That should. Oh, now it's 4th down. Okay, so Lumberjacks have one more down to go. I thought it was a turnover on downs already. I don't know where I got off on that part of it, but 4th and 7 now for Lumberjacks. That Vanderrob carry did pick up some good positive yardage, made it a little more manageable. One receiver to the near side for the Lumberjacks. Now that I've got the down count properly. Holder, man in motion, fakes the handoff. He's going to look to throw. He's going to be a screen, gets it out to Gibson. Gibson's going to be tackled just short of the first down, though, at about the 31-yard line. Now it's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. Scotty's first down.
But Lumberjacks just not quite getting there for that first down. Promising drive going there for Lumberjacks as they had what they thought was a touchdown until the hold call on the Lumberjacks brought that play back. So back on the defense, St. Mary's goes. One possession apiece for each team, and this quarter is about done. Lumberjacks have really worked that clock down. Actually, it might be a running clock as well. I'm not sure. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the formation, end of the third quarter. So we will
41, Lumberjack 0.
We will take a break, be back with more.
St. Joe Potty Huts in St. Mary's is a proud Lumberjack supporter. St. Joe Potty Huts is a portable restroom rental RV pump service in Genoa County, also serving Shoshone and Kootenai County. So for your next large gathering, wedding, family reunion, birthday party, or maybe you're having a remodel done and you need some extra facilities, call St. Joe Potty Huts at 245-4887. 245-4887. St. Joe Potty Hut says, go Lumberjack! Kenny and the crew.
And we are back. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter here from Freeman High School. Lumberjacks trailing it 41-0. Best drive of the night here was that last one for St. Mary's on offense. They were able to move the ball pretty well. Had a nice run by Vanderrob that was going to get possibly a touchdown, but it got called back due to a holding call against St. Mary's. Now they're back on defense. 1st and 10 for the Scotties on their own 31-yard line. They spread the field out. 4 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom. And it's Whitaker, I believe, still out there. And he is in the shotgun all alone. No running backs in the backfield. He's going to keep it, and he's going to be tackled and brought down by the 69, I believe, Jordan Korn. That was very close to being the 69 of Jordan Korn. This was going to be a pass play, I think. Lumberjacks get back there and get the sack. Nope, it was a keeper. So Whitaker with the keeper. Gains about a yard. And they said it was Ethan Kohler on the tackle. 3rd and 10 for the Scotties. Looking to throw out into the flat. It's caught by the number 16 of Parker. And he's going to be brought down by the 24 of Brebner. That was Davis Parker with the catch.
Luke Whitaker pass to William Morphy. Forget about 2.
I say William Morphy. So unless I've got
by number 23, Trey Gibson.
Trey Gibson in on the tackle, as we did Brebner. 4th and 8, looks like a punt formation. Bone Phillips to punt. Jared Badgett to return. Kind of a short punt on that one. It's going to land in the coverage. Take a Lumberjack bounce, and it's going to bounce back to about the 47, 48-yard line. So a short punt gives Lumberjacks favorable field position with 10:09 to go.
Lumberjacks will get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line.
Lumberjack offense back on the field. See if they can get something happening here for them. Lumberjacks huddled up. I'm not seeing the number 22 down there on the field anymore. That's a Lumberjack run.
Back by number 5, Dylan Holder.
Dylan Holder kept that himself.
5 yards on the play.
Picks up 5 for the Lumberjacks.
That by all the Scotties.
So I'm not seeing Tyler Renner down here anymore. Hopefully he is okay. He was shaken up in the game as well. 2nd and 5 for the Lumberjacks. On to the Scotty side of the field. One receiver to the top of the formation. Under center's Holder. 2 running backs in the backfield. Takes a snap. Going to hand it off. It's going to be to Kohler. Kohler finds a pretty nice lane to run here to the near side. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line for a 1st down for the Lumberjacks. 7-yard run for Ethan Kohler.
Casey on the tackle.
Actually, just the opposite. That's the 39-yard line, so maybe about an 8-yard gain. Lumberjacks getting the play in, back there huddled up. Just taking things methodically, trying to work on some stuff here. Morris down here the near side is a wide receiver for St. Mary's. Looks like an empty backfield this time. Holder under center. Going to take the snap, looks to throw. It's into the flat to the number 13 of Darnold. Darnold's going to pick up about 4 on the reception.
Dylan Holder pass number 13, Logan Darnold. 1st set by number 11, Sage Gilbert.
That'll be 2nd, about 6 for the Lumberjacks.
2nd and 7 for the Lumberjacks in the 36.
This time, yep, same formation. Milo Marsh this time to the near side is a wide receiver. Holder under center, couple of running backs in the backfield. Handed off to Kohler. Kohler gets some nice blocking. Finds a little room to run. Gets it across the 30. Down to about the 26.
Number 32, Ethan Kohler. Flag down on the play.
Ooh. Flags on the play, though. Maybe a sideline warning. It's like a sideline penalty, actually. Not sure if that's actually, yeah, it's sideline. I'm going to call it sideline interference. It's not really sideline interference, but that's what's in there. So we'll go that. So it's 1st and 10 for the Lumberjacks after that penalty. They're down on the 19-yard line. And we're going to get a run to the near side by St. Mary's. Darnold looked like with the carry.
St. Mary's carry by number 13, Logan Darnold. 1st set by Nash McLean.
Pick up a 5 and going to get a 1st down for the Scotties. I mean, a timeout by the Scotties. 6 minutes to go in the game. Lumberjacks putting together a decent drive here. And a timeout by Freeman. We'll keep it right here. As the clock is right at 6 minutes to go. 2nd and 5 for St. Mary's. Down to the Scotty. Let's see, they've got the ball held up. Not the 14. Actually, it's about the, call it the 19. So Lumberjacks would like nothing more than to get a score here late in this one. They're moving the ball a little bit again. The Scotties may have put in some of their younger guys here in the second half, as they do have a 41-0 lead. Scotty's looking like they're going to be a strong program this year. Washington schools, look out for them. St. Mary's breaks the huddle. Milo Marsh up at the top of the formation as a wide receiver. Holder going under center. We've got Gibson and Ethan Kohler in the backfield as running backs. Holder takes the snap, hands it off up the middle to Gibson. Gibson powers his way forward. He's going to work his way inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line or so. Gets a Lumberjack first down. So it'll be first and goal for the Lumberjacks. Going to get another run by St. Mary's. Pushing the pile, trying to see if they can get that thing powered into the end zone. Dylan Holder was the one on the keeper. Takes it down to about the 2-yard line. 4-yard gain by Holder. So second and goal from the 2-yard line. One receiver top of the formation. That's Marsh. Holder under center. Got Logan Darnold in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Darnold. Darnold, a mean stiff arm, but it doesn't quite do the job as the defender able to still drag him down. That looked like it was going to be a vicious stiff arm. No gain, I don't think, on the play. But that was, I give Darnold a lot of credit for that one. Darnold, just a sophomore, 155 pounds. Running back, defensive back. Into the backfield now is Vanderrob and Kohler. Under center is Holder. It's going to be a handoff to Kohler, and Kohler's going to pound it in for the touchdown for St. Mary's. Lumberjacks get on the board late in the game. 4 minutes to go.
Kohler on the 2-yard run.
Lumberjacks send out, let's see here. I think it's going to be a 2-point try here. I don't know if they're supposed to run the clock on the extra point, even if it is a running clock, but it is running, so that's okay. Under 4 to go. Holder spread out to the far side. Trey Gibson in the shotgun. A little trickeration here maybe. Oh, high snap, but Gibson's able to pull it down, but that high snap is going to bungle the play up there. It's going to be no good. And the score is 41 for the Scotties, 6 for the Lumberjacks, 3.5 to go. We'll be back.
At 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch. Breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
And give me just a sec. A little interesting interaction here down here is the everything, spirit's still high for Lumberjacks on the sideline. I don't know exactly what they were doing, but Badgett and Gibson did a little rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to go out there on this special teams play. And I think it might have been because Badgett usually kicks. So I think they were seeing who was going to go do this kickoff for the Lumberjacks. It's going to be, I think, Gibson. The Lumberjacks look like they're going to maybe try some trickeration here. Oh, no. Is it actually Scott? We have Scott Soten to do the kickoff for the Lumberjacks. And that's a high kick, boot, end over end, filled it at the 20. And that was Cano Rogan with the return.
Up to about the 45-yard line.
Brings it up to the 35. No, 45. And it was Logan Darnold getting the tackle for the Lumberjacks. 1st and 10 for the Scotties with 2:55 to go in the game. Might be the last possession of either team here unless St. Mary's takes some timeouts to try to get the ball back one more time. 3 receivers to the bottom for the Scotties, 1 to the top of the formation. Whitaker hands it off. Tackled in the backfield. It's Trace Wicks on the tackle. The carry was the number 40, Giovanni Sutherland. So it's a loss of 1.
Scotty's run by number 40 and Giovanni Sutherland. Also running quarterback for the Dogs, number 34, Logan Schultz.
So a different quarterback, number 34, Logan Schultz. He's a freshman. That's a nice little pass from him. It's completed to the number 7 of Nash McLean.
9 yards. Picked up by number 7, Brock Anderson.
Gain of 9, tackled by Brock Anderson. Gain of 8, actually. Four wide receiver set this time, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom for the Scotties. Takes the snap, looks to throw. He's going to go deep, deep ball, picked off. Oh, nope, right through the hands
number 27, Colton Wells.
of Badgett.
Broken up by number 2, Jared Badgett. Bring up about a 4th and 3 for the Dogs.
Badgett should have had that interception. Went right through his hands.
Kicking deep for the Dogs.
And the punt going to be done by, who did they say? Colton.
Number 3, Jared Badgett back.
Can't see the number. Jared Badgett will be back to receive it. Wait till I can see a number here. High snap all the way over his head. Way back. He's going to fall on it. That's where the Lumberjacks will take over. That was the 27, Wells, that was going to punt it.
Yeah, St. Mary's 1st and 10 from the 16.
That ball goes all the way to the 16-yard line. So Lumberjacks catch a break here with 36 seconds on the clock.
St. Mary's.
Lumberjacks took a timeout. I don't know if they needed to take a timeout, but maybe they did. Maybe it was still a running clock, even though the change of possession. I think that leaves the Lumberjacks with 2 timeouts. Coach is going to, I'm sure, burn those last couple timeouts here, trying to get the Lumberjacks one more score on the board. There's Tyler Renner. He's down there in street clothes as well, so good to see him. I didn't see him earlier on the sideline. He's there now. So the Badgett was upset that he didn't get that interception. It actually worked out better for the Lumberjacks in the long run. So the only mistake, really, that the Scotties have made tonight, and of course this is with some of their younger guys getting some playing time out here, so good learning time for them. Holder under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Gibson. Gibson finds a little room to run, almost stumbles, but keeps his feet. He's going to be down to about the 6. So about a 10-yard pickup. 1st and goal for the Lumberjacks. St. Mary's had a couple of plays, I think, in at once. 2 receivers to the near side now for St. Mary's. 1 to the top of the formation. Holder goes back to the pistol. Takes the snap. Oh, he's going to drop it, but he picks it back up, and he's going to try to keep it himself. I'm going to call it a bad snap because it was a little bit off target.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your final.
And I don't think St. Mary's called a timeout. The time runs out.
Lumberjacks 6.
And that's how this game will come to an end. Lumberjacks fall tonight 41-6 to the Freeman Scotties. We're not going to take a break. We'll keep it right here and give you a quick recap, which it was a rough one for the Lumberjacks tonight. Lots of stuff to learn from, and see what Lumberjacks can do. They got a league game coming up next week in Kellogg. So no scoring for the Freeman Scotties in the second half. St. Mary's did get a score at 4:08 to go in the fourth quarter. It was a run by Ethan Kohler for 2 yards. They did fail on the 2-point conversion. In the end, both teams ended up with really even yardage numbers. St. Mary's with 145 yards, the Scotties with 140. St. Mary's run double the plays over the Scotties, 55. Freeman with 25 plays. St. Mary's with just 24 passing yards, the Scotties with 91. St. Mary's ended up tallying 121 yards rushing, 49 yards rushing for the Scotties. So the running game did come alive a little bit late in the game. St. Mary's was able to get some things going. Receiving, where he went over that one. Penalties, my numbers probably aren't exactly accurate anyways. I had 4 for 25 for St. Mary's, 3 for 25 for the Scotties. St. Mary's had 2 fumbles. They did not lose any, so no turnovers. One of the biggest issues tonight for St. Mary's was once again, special teams. St. Mary's ended up with no sacks, I think. I thought I had 1 sack on there for the Lumberjacks. In any case, doesn't matter. St. Mary's with 13 first downs, the Scotties with 8. Third down conversions, 1 for 11 for St. Mary's, 1 for 5 for the Scotties. Fourth down conversions, 2 for 6 for St. Mary's, 0 for 1 for the Scotties. Dylan Holder, 7 of 12 for 24 yards passing. Bone Phillips had 9 completions for 11 attempts, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Running the ball, the Lumberjacks, I'm going to go with them for now. 18 attempts for Gibson for 90 yards. Holder with 21 yards. Kohler with 21 yards and a touchdown. Vanderrob had 18 yards. Badgett with 8, 5 for Logan Darnold, 1 rushing yard for Wesley Vanderrob. Bone Phillips had 48 yards for the Scotties on the ground. Hayden Fothery had 6, and that's about it for them. Receiving, Fothery, 2 receptions, 37 yards and a touchdown. He was the leader for them on the receiving side. Luke Whitaker did have 2 catches for 6 yards and a touchdown. Trey Gibson had 3 for the Lumberjacks for 8 yards. Wimhoff had 1 for 8, and Badgett had 2 for 4. Logan Darnold had 1 for 4. Tackles for the Lumberjacks, Kohler ended up with 3.5 tackles. Trey Gibson with 2.5. Vanderrob with 2.5. Landon Warren with 2. Trace Wicks with 2. Darnold with 2. Jordan Korn with 1, as is Badgett and Anderson. Damian Vanderbob, Tyler Renner, Jared Brebner with half a tackle apiece. And, well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. St. Mary's falls to 0-2 on the season with the tough loss here to the Scotties by a score of 41-6. Next week, we'll be back on the road to take on the Kellogg Wildcats in Kellogg. It'll be JV and varsity all on Friday. JV plays at 4, Lumberjack varsity at 7. We will have Vandal football tomorrow afternoon. The game kicks off at 5 as they are at Indiana, and that's about going to do it. I'm Tim Parrish here at Freeman High School. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here next week for some more Lumberjack football.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjack!